Welcome back. It is day 141 of our road to 2200, and we're at 2027. Let's see who we're going to play today. We found somebody who is 2048. We have the white pieces. Let's go e4. And we have the Sicilian defense. So we're going to go bishop e2 and d3, all this good stuff. We might get an endgame here. So I'm going to go f4. If they take, we take back. It's technically a better endgame, but very tricky. So they develop their knight. This is under attack now. So I'm going to push through, attacking the knight. Knight's probably going to jump here. And the only thing that we really need to be worried about is, this pawn here. So typically I will push the pawn because I think this is the best move. But I might actually opt to play a3 here, just to stop the knight from coming in, and then try to play for c4. It does create a hole on b4 though, but we can maybe play for some kind of b4. Or I meant b3. So what if I go a3, the idea of c4. So a3, what are they going to play? Yeah, let's go a3. Because whenever I play like some kind of c4, they always end up coming in. So I'm going to go here. They're going to play this, I guess. And then maybe we play b3. So let's kick the knight. Knight cannot come forward. Has to go backwards. And then this could be a potential weakness. Okay, they go back this way. They want to utilize their pawn. That actually makes a lot of sense. So maybe they're trying to play some kind of b5. I could maybe put my bishop out on this diagonal, stopping any kind of, b5 push, because this would hang. Or maybe if they play b5, maybe then I go here. Also, we got to watch out for the knight jumping in. This is usually the plan. Knight here, is there an issue? They can't come to this square. I think I just developed my knight. Let's get our knight into the game, potentially, This also stops the b5 push. Yeah, they develop, they want a castle. So if I were to go here, they just come out. We don't really want that to happen. I could maybe go bishop e3 with the idea of going here, putting pressure on this. And then if they were to play this, maybe I come out with the bishop. Yeah, let's develop our bishop here. Just attacking the pawn. And now my idea was to go here. They push. Maybe I want to play knight a4 so that I can meet it with bishop f3 here. So let's see. Knight a4, knight b4. I take, they take. Maybe I want to develop first, but then I can't get my bishop out. And if I go bishop here first, they're going to jump in. Takes. I don't know if I love that. It does make it hard for them to develop this, though. And I think the knight wants to go here. Also, they can bring the rook now. We got to remember that. So if I were to go bishop here, knight in, takes. Do I play knight e4 maybe? Knight e4. They can't really push. Actually, they can push, can't they? We need to get our bishop out. They're going to jump in. I'm going to take. And this pawn, I'm just going to argue, is going to be loose. Okay, rather they go there. Actually, that's a really good move. I completely overlooked that. So if I go here, they take. Shoot. So I can counterattack the pawn. I guess this is probably my best bet. They take. I can actually take. Knight. So I can take here. No, my bishop's under attack. So they're just going to get this pawn too. I guess that's just how it's going to go. We trade, they take on b2, and we're just losing. We do have an attack here, though. And they can't push the pawn. So they block it up. Yeah, that's a good move. This is now under attack. I can come back and protect both pawns. I could also take, and then come back. I don't want to do that, but I think I need to. Otherwise, I'm just losing material, right? So let's take. Play knight back. Protect this, protect this. They have an isolated pawn now. Dang it, man. I guess I can long wow. Actually, I can long castle here. What a move. If they take, I take. No, that doesn't work. Okay. And now we just need to move the king, which pins this so they can put more pressure. It's getting a little bit risky. I have to get out of the way. I can't do anything else. Yeah. And then we have to step up like this. We need to get the king off of this diagonal ASAP. But also we need to make sure we don't blunder this pawn. Maybe, no, I can't even do that. We're running out of time too. I think knight f3 is going to be a good move. You go here, I just go back. I would just repeat. Yeah, I think knight f3 needs to be played like next move. They want to double, but I'm going to go knight f3. Now the rook's open, so that's good. And maybe we want to play here just to attack the bishop. Okay, they attack, they take the pawn, so I can take, and then they're going to take with check. I move. So they've won a pawn, but it opens up this file. I could also attack the bishop. They move back. Attack, takes. And then they can take here. So I almost have to take this. And then, yeah, now we just have to play this position, I guess. Let's move the king. And yeah, I kind of expected that move. I'm going to go rook g1 here. And just hang the knights. Beautiful. Oh, they don't actually take. Wow. So they didn't want the knight. I got kind of lucky there. Let's just move the rook up, protecting the bishop or the knight now. I'm very lucky my opponent did not see that. And then I think they're just going to force trades. They're up material. Question is, where do I want my knight to go? Here, maybe? Check, takes. Yeah, let's play knight in. They're probably going to trade a pair of rooks. No, they don't, actually. Wow. Okay, this is very interesting. So I can take, just obviously what I'm going to go for. Now I could attack the pawn. But I think better yet, we just push. I think we just push through. Because they can't go here. Now they probably trade a pair of rooks. This pawn is weak. Okay, so they go there, but now I can take. They can't take this because I take with check, and it's just not going to be good. If they take, I can push here, and now the pawn is not attacked. We're threatening to take and take. Now we're getting in. They have a pair of really, really weak pawns. And we have an outside pass pawn. So if I go check, I guess they have to go to the back rank, don't they? They can come forward. Check. I'm just going to keep checking. Let's go check. They might walk the king down. Is that their plan? So if I take. I'm just going to keep giving checks, to be honest. Okay, they're walking their king all the way down here. Interesting. I'm just going to keep giving checks. Now let's bring this rook. If they go pin themselves, I don't know if that's really the best way. I guess they're threatening to push, aren't they? Not at the moment. Maybe that was really bad on my part. Let's step up with the king. They're trying to open this up now. I'm going to come down and try to go this way. This is pinned. So here, maybe I can go check. Let's give a check. Here, can maybe double. Push though. Now they come forward. So now let's bring both our rooks back. I have a minute. I played this endgame really, really wrong. Let's give a check. Check. Now he hides there. Let's start pushing my pawn. They can go here, I go here. If they push the pawn, I have check. Yeah. This is not good. I don't know why I let them do that. I think they just go here, right? To attack this. No, we screwed this one up so bad. Oh my gosh. This was so... We gave way too many checks for no reason. Like, I actually think we probably were winning at some point. And now we just made our life way worse. They can just go check here. Checkmate. GG. No, we played that really, really bad. I'm very upset about that game, to be honest. But we just got into a worse position, actually. By going backwards here. Pushing's not even the best move. Knight c3. Yeah, I mean, once we got into this, it's actually worse for us. What are we supposed to do here? Bishop e... Yeah, we can just go back and protect. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Castles. And then he saw that he could win the pawn. And then I hung my knight. Didn't take, but he's still just winning. And then this is... Yeah, we just give way too many checks for no reason. Let him get his king active. Stupid. Let's play another one. Okay, we found a 1986, and we have the white pieces again. And we have a Vienna game. We're going to play the gambit. Yeah, they play the main line. That's fine. Queen f3. And they go here, so we play d3, and we're actually not afraid of them taking here. We play queen g3. We give up the pawn to make it hard for them to develop this bishop, and also protect our center pawn. So they develop their knights. And I think the way that we're supposed to play this is to go here. I think we develop... And then we're trying to go check here. Takes, check. The king has to move. It's got to go probably here. And then we can like take the pawn. All this good stuff, you know. So let's develop our bishop. Once again, we don't care about this. Also, I know knight here's an idea. Yeah, they develop. So if I go check, takes, they can block. So that's not good. But now we can actually tempo the queen. But then they just take. So I could go here, or it can develop. Or develop. One of those two. Actually, let's develop our knight. We protect the pawn, but we're also threatening now to take. And just castle. And they blocked in their bishop too. So maybe they want to go here regardless, but... yeah, they take the pawn now. That makes a lot of sense. So I can tempo, because now this is protected. Where does the queen go? Maybe I castle first. There's checks though. Gotta be careful. I'm gonna start by castling. Let's get a rook active. And then we have a way to develop with tempo. So we'll probably do that. But maybe the bishop wants to come out this way. It's a tough position to play. We don't really care about this pawn. And I know the way that I usually play this is by getting the knight to f4. Looking at these squares, but it was played a little bit differently this game. Maybe the idea was to go knight e2 and then knight f4 and then bishop e2 to maybe then support some kind of sacrifice on g6, but okay. Opponent is disconnected at the moment. Hopefully they don't auto-resign. Because this is actually an interesting position. Okay, they're back. Great. They're probably looking at some checks. I don't really think there's a need for the check. I might even play king h1 just to get out of any checks at some point. But maybe that's even more support behind a4, bishop a3. Because if I go a4, bishop here, they can jump in with the knight though. But then I just put pressure on the pinned piece. Okay, they're disconnected again. I think they're having internet connection problems. All right, there we go. They played a move, so they brought out their bishop. It looks like they want a long castle here, which makes some sense. But if they long castle, they actually blunder. So maybe I start with a4. And then if long castles, we go bishop g5. And we win the exchange. No, we don't, because they have check. So maybe we play king h1 now. Well, here. Knight takes... yeah, maybe we go king h1 in this position. It's kind of interesting, right? I see that they want a long castle, but I saw that they could get out of this threat by giving me a check. And I think this is just a useful move long term, just because this diagonal is weak. Whenever you use the f-pawn, usually your diagonal becomes pretty weak, so king h1 makes some sense. Okay, so it looks like my opponent had actually lost connection. That's unfortunate because this is an interesting game that was just starting to get good, I think. My opponent was playing at a 98 and I was playing at a 95. So let's take a look at where we were at, and then we're going to play another one. Castles is wrong here, really. But we did go for the right setup here. But castles is not the way. We should play rook b1, and then queen f7, and then get the bishop out. But, okay, so they developed their bishop, and then we played one of the best moves. What I was saying is that they castle here. We got bishop here to win the exchange. So they would have needed to play queen d7 is the only move to keep their winning advantage here. Queen d7. I don't really understand that. And then we're supposed to jump in, putting some pressure. I guess they're probably sidestepping any ideas with the bishop. Like that does make sense. Knight g5, maybe rerouting, not rerouting. Knight g5, maybe looking to take, and then put pressure on this piece or something. Knight g5, knight d4, and then bishop back. I know in these structures it is kind of common to put the bishop back on d1, protecting this weakness. But okay, let's not look at this too much. Let's go ahead and play another one. I found a 2007. We have the black pieces. e4, so you already know the Caro-Kann is incoming. And they take, so we have an exchange Caro-Kann. Let's develop our knights. Yeah, they're gonna probably go for this setup. Okay, they come out early. Wow, interesting. I might actually play g6. We don't want to play e6 right now, locking in the bishop. But if we could go here, they can't actually take. So here, I slide back, I guess. And then if takes, we have like a Tartakower kind of structure. So here, takes, we would take the queen. Yeah, so let's tempo the queen. Queen comes here. But now we should be able to go queen c7, protecting here. No. Oh, I see their idea. So I have to play queen d7 to protect both the pawns. Because if I go here, they take, and take. So queen d7 here, I think, is the move. So let's go ahead and play that. They might try to put pressure, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Knight comes out, and it looks like they might go for a long castle. I think I'm just going to open up my bishop. If I go here, then they can take. But okay. If they want to do that, I'll let them. If they don't, so I guess I'm just going to develop like a normal human. Here, is there some kind of takes or push? 97, 95, takes. Knight has to go back. But okay, that should be fine. And they might just castle here. Yeah, they just castle. So we have a normal position. So rook b8 is going to be an idea. Trying to expand. I can always go here too if I need. No, that would be bad. I could castle. No, castling. Well, then I have knight e8. I'm going to ask the bishop what's up while I have the chance. Yeah, so they go back. Could maybe go here. I think we just castle. If they ever jump in, I just take. Or do we get rid of our bishop now? I think I get rid of my bishop now before there's any knight jumps. So let's take. And now if they ever jump in, we can just take it. And yeah, castles. Knight jumps in, takes. Knight e8. So they bring the rook. So maybe they want to meet takes with rook takes. Okay, but now I think I'm just going to start with the minority attack ideas. Can I go here to start? If I go here, they go here, I go here. Knight jumps in. Can't take because there's a fork. Could also go back. I always want to jump in though. Yeah, I don't think I can actually do that at the moment. Maybe we put a rook on c8 and try to go for this. Get my rook here. So let's go rook c8. The idea of knight a5 and knight c4. Yeah, this is what I was wanting. So they're going to try and brew up an attack. That's pretty obvious. So let's put our knight here. They can take, but then rook takes, and we're going to start with our minority attack. We're attacking the pawn, so they might push it, but then I would take the rook. So you either have to move the rook right now, or take. So they take. I'm going to take with the rook. And the knight jumps in, forking me. Beautiful. Okay, so I completely overlooked that. That was pretty bad. Okay, I guess let's go here. Yeah, that was just stupid, man. Okay. It's fine. We needed to take with the pawn there. I'm just not playing my best chess today. Not even close. Down in exchange. So they're giving me this pawn. I'm going to take the pawn. They doubled their rooks. But I have an exchange. And now maybe we push. I don't think they should have given me this pawn. But it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit scary. I can't believe that I blundered that. So they want to push. Can always just come back. Well, here I can't take. Let's get our queen out of danger. Try to play b5, b4. Of course, they can go queen here. And then I have to move the queen because we can't trade queens. There's a pin on this, so we got to be careful of that. If I were white, I would just be playing this automatically. Okay, but they weaken their king a little bit. They don't want the knight to ever come here, I guess. And I guess they're making a little bit of a luft. Let's start with b5. So they want to go here, maybe. So they're getting really aggressive. I don't believe in this. Here takes. Yeah, I really don't believe in this. I'm going to go b4. They can push. I'm going to take. Takes, rook takes, maybe? Okay, yeah, we're just taking. Now takes, rook takes. They've weakened their king a lot. Takes here. No, let's take. If rook takes, we're just going to move the queen. Yeah. Let's keep an eye on that rook. I have a feeling like they might blunder something. Here. I would just move. Let's go here. They double the rooks. That makes some sense, actually. This is a really weakening move. But I'm going to go here, which probably just loses on the spot. But my idea was that I want to play king up. Instead they go there. Okay, so king up, I guess there's probably a check. Wait, can I go here? Can I skewer? You take here. If I go check, there's check, king here. You can also just take. Okay, he goes for this. Oh my gosh, you can sacrifice the queen if I do that. So I have to go here. Or yeah, you can just sack the queen if I were to go into the back. No, this is bad. I guess I could have went here. You can also just trade now. Let's see what my opponent comes up with though. Check, king here. Should be okay. My dark squares are very, very weak. Can you maybe double? Probably not. Okay, that I can probably just come here. There's no check. Check. Oh. King here. Takes king up. Check, king here. I have to go for this. I don't think it's winning though. I think I'm completely lost in this position. Check, king here. There has to be some kind of takes here. Like you have to be winning, right? Somehow. Maybe not. I don't know. Check, king here. Is there anything else? I have to push. And then just like run, I guess. Can't take with the queen. I don't know what's happening. King's getting swarmed though. I have no checks with my queen. If takes, check, king up. Yeah, they start with that. So I guess let's go here. Takes, oh, there's check there. Oh yeah. Check, king up. I have to go here, I think. Check, king up. I can't go up, you dummy. So now it's just mate. No, it's not. It's mate, yeah. Here. And then I have to sack the queen. Okay, they just come in. This is also a move. I mean, there's not really anything I can do. There's just no checks. Maybe they pre-move. No pre-move by my opponent, I guess. Yeah, they just take. All right, let's resign. Okay, so we were just basically losing the entire game. This was an interesting system my opponent played. What should I play here? I should go e5 so you can take. And then play bishop d7. What about takes? No, then we have rook b8. Wow. Okay. This is just a blunder. Knight e5. I thought takes, and then knight g here. We lose this. Okay, we're just not seeing anything. Once again, we blundered that same thing. And then, yeah, I mean, here, you have to take with the pawn. Just blundered in exchange. Opponent gave me some chances to come back, but there's just nothing. Yeah. So, that sucks, but it is what it is. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.